Hello, my name is Kenneth Acha. I'm going to be creating some essay questions for my course that I'm teaching. Our software we're using, the platform is Moodle, and I'm going to show you exactly how I go about creating questions for an exam that I have. I'm going to use the GIF format, and I'm going to also create questions, only essay questions, but the format is not very different. The steps are going to be the same that you use for creating multiple choice questions and other types of questions. And I'll sort of give you direction on how to pursue that. So I am going to be creating that for my course, Life and Godliness. I am a faculty at Austin Bible Institute and College in Austin, Texas. We offer online classes and face-to-face classes, and we are the only school in the United States and really around the world that offers training to people who want to go into orphan care specifically. So there are several steps we're going to use. This is my course main page, and I'm going to be creating an exam that will go into week 8 because that's my final exam, and I'm doing this for real. This is the exams my students are going to be taking. I just wanted to record what I am doing to help you if you need help doing your quiz or exams as well. Okay, I have questions that I have made up for this purpose, and I'm going to put them into a template that I've made on my screen here. I'm going to duplicate and rename this. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing in a second. So, Life and Godliness. I have sample questions here. This is a template that I used that has the GIF format, the GIF format, and I already created this for another exam. I'm going to just use it, but I'll show you in a second where to actually get this. So I'm pasting the questions that I already created in here. And I'm going to basically, to then format them. Let me show you exactly where to learn how the formatting works, and it's very easy. I'm going to our faculty page, and I'm going to click it from our Austin Bible College website, austinbiblecollege.com/Moodle training is the link up here. /Moodle training, and I link our faculty to this web page. This web page offers really good help. It's from UCLA. It's ucla.edu. You can go to our page. This link here is a little more difficult to remember. It's easier to go to austinbiblecollege.com/Moodle training. Now, they show you, this is an example, and they sort of show you different types of questions. Just scroll through here. You don't need to know all this, basically. You could even search, like I am searching in there, and I go to essay question. It says essay questions have an empty answer field. And they show this curly braces, and note, essay questions must be manually graded. Moodle won't automatically grade them, I know that. Essay question, this is a format for essay questions. You copy this. Right here is all the formatting you need. I could copy this. I already have it in this document here, so I don't need it. But if you take a look, I'm going to paste right here. If you take a look at the format that I'm going to show you here right now, look here, it's this, there's something between these two these two double columns, and then there's another thing here. You just select this and replace. I'm going to actually use it. So this is one of my questions. I'm going to copy that question. Actually, I had multiple choice questions. Let's see. Not multiple choice, but essay question. I'm removing the numbers so that because Word brought it in with numbers. I have just 4 questions here, and the way I'm going to do it, this is one question. I'm going to copy and replace it in the format. Realize I just copied this one and brought. So I'm going to start with this one. And if I delete everything in here, I'm going to delete everything. You see that it's just double colon, and then another double colon. So I paste in between them so that this 2 colons, and then my tag, my question, and then these 2 colons. Actually, as you see here in the second question, what you're supposed to put inside the second question, these 2 colons is the name of the questions, like question 7. But I don't put that because since I will have many questions in my question bank, I wouldn't know what question 7 means. So I actually put the question there, and then put as the name of the question, and then put the question in the other, like I remove the max there, the number of points that I'm giving for that question, and then in the second place I paste the same exact thing. Remember that you select that, and I'm going to paste the same thing. So the name of my question is my question. Now that looks like a lot of text, but it's easier. It's easier to sort of know which question you are dealing with when it's not just question 7 essay. When you come back a few months later, you see question 7 essay as a name, you'll be wondering, what is question 7 essay? So these spaces here are very important. Look here, it's only 1 space, so you want to make sure that you have them just right. 1 space, and here is 1 space. So you want to make sure that the spacing is just right. If you get the spacing wrong, it might give you some problems. So I'm going back here, and I just cut so that I know when I paste it, I'm done with it. So I cut this. I had 4 questions. I cut that one next, and I'm gonna paste in here. You see, I'm using that. I'm selecting. I remove the text in between, and I paste that. You Control V, or you Command V if you're on a Mac. On a PC is Control V, and I'm going to paste the same thing here for my question. Remember, the question is the second one, the first one is the name, but I use the same thing again to help me remember in the future what I'm working with. Okay, I'm going to delete some of this. I'm going to delete one of this because I have only 2 more questions. Okay, so I've done 2 and 2 more, and I'm leaving this 7 here because I actually forgot to put 7 on my previous on the question that I brought in, so that helped me there. Oops. Mistakenly took too much. Okay, I'm gonna cut this now and paste. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, and this is my 4th question I'm making. I select everything in between those pairs of colons, and then I select this. It's very, very easy when you know what you're doing. It's really easy. Sorry, I select that and paste. Okay, very good. So I'm I'm happy with what I have. I have 4 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go up here. I'm using a Mac, but this thing will be about the same. And in Mac, what I have opened here is text edit. In a PC, you'll be using Notepad. You have to create this in a Notepad. You cannot do this in Word. It only takes something from .text, which will be in Mac is text edit, and in Word, not in Word, in a Windows computer, it'll be Notepad. Windows computers come with Notepad, so do Macs come with text edit. So now that I've saved that on my desktop, I have it right here on my desktop. I'm going to go. So step 1, you create your question. So note that the first step, if you're taking notes, you write step 1, you're going to create questions. Now we're going to go into step 2. Okay, I'm going into my course now. Step 2 is that we're going to go to the question bank and create a category before we import. So we go to question bank. I'm in Moodle. This is my course page. I go down under administration. Then I'm going to go question bank and I go categories. Basically, what we're doing in creating this category is that we want to create a category that will hold our questions. It's basically creating something that our questions will be put inside. So I'm going to go to top here. These are some other categories that were created for previous quizzes and exams. So I'm going to say final exams, life and godliness. Category info, I'm going to put the same thing in here. I'm going to copy that and put that in here. And that's easy. You save. If you don't want it to be a subcategory, you have to put top. When you put top, then it ceases to be a subcategory and it stays on its own. Okay, so I'm going to put category. My computer is a little slow, but it's good. Now it's created it and I have it here. Life, final exams, life and godliness. Okay, I have that. On that there. Okay, so now that I have that category, I'm going to go step 3. So step 1 was create the questions. I already showed you how you create your questions in Notepad or in text edit. Step 2 is create the category in Moodle. We just did. Created this category where this final exams category where the questions are going to go inside. Step 3 is import the questions. I'm going to go on that question bank, import. And it comes here, it shows me. Remember, we're working with a GIF format. So we're going to select GIF format. And then we come here, select, choose a file. And I'm going to click this choose a file and go into my computer. And I had called it life and godliness. Let me make sure. I'm going to go back and make sure that I have the right name. So yes, it's called life and godliness. And I'm going to actually change it and say life and godliness. I'm going to say final exams, or life and godliness final exams. Final exam. Okay, that was more specific for me there. I'm going to come back here and go life and godliness final exam. I choose that. I upload. It says save as. I'm going to say life and godliness final exam. And I click upload this file. It shows up here, this GIF format is still chosen. It has to be GIF format because the questions were formatted in the GIF format. If you choose any other format from here, it's not going to work. Okay, then click import. Now, you see up here that the question that this green here is a good sign. Is showing you that the importation was successful. 4 questions imported. You can read them here if you want to. Then I'm going to go next. I'll go continue rather. And here we're going to select all those questions and then put them in the folder that we wanted to put them. I hate the fact that Moodle sort of mixes the questions sometimes with other questions the moment you bring them in, but that's what happens. We're gonna want them to end up being in final exams, life and godliness. It shows 0 questions right now, so they mix the questions with that. So the questions I created, I wish they also showed the date here so you could tell, but you have to basically look for the questions. It was this one, this one, this one, and this one. And you could check your questions. I had the questions right here. This is a 3-part question. This is a 3-part question. Name the 7 characteristics. Let's make sure that, yeah, that was that. Then how does the most define that? 7 important things to consider, and yeah, I think that I chose all the questions. There were 4 questions. I've chosen 4 of them, and I'm now going to select final exam question here and then click move into it, so that it moves the questions and puts them in there. This is important because when you go to actually add the questions to the test, then to your exam that you actually create, then it'll be easy. Now we've done that. We see that now has 4 questions. So that was step 3, import questions. Remember, step 1 was create questions. Step 2 was create category in Moodle. Step 3 was import questions, and we just imported the questions into the question bank. Step 4 is we're going to go into our course and create or configure rather the quiz. So now we don't have a quiz yet, so we're going to go in here, it's an activity, and select quiz, and again, these same exact steps would be steps that you use if you're doing a multiple choice or a short answer. The only difference would be that in step 1, the format you will use to create your questions would be different. But again, you'll copy that format from the website that we copied the one we used for this ASIC question. So it's a matter of looking for on that website the type of question you want to create, copy the format, and then just edit it. Okay, so now we're configuring our quiz. I'm going to give the title. I'm going to say final exam, and I'm going to give here final exam for life and godliness. Final example, and then I'm going to say timing. You could choose the timing. For example, if you want the test to appear say on the 17th and then end on the 18th, you'll have to select this and then choose. You then have to choose in here when you want it to end and when you want it to begin. I'm not going to do that because my students know when the exam, what time they're supposed to take the exams, and I can see from the timestamps when they've taken the exams. Because I intend to use this exam for future classes, I don't want to be coming and turning exams on and off in here and changing those dates. I just want to be able to turn it off so that the students can see it on the course page, and when the week for the exams is up, I just turn it on, and then after that week I can turn it off if I want. And any student who, I will also be able to check when the students take it by the timestamp and then know which week they're supposed to take it. So if you want to select dates from here, please go ahead. Then select the time limit. I'll select the time limit. My exams is going to be, I give just a ton of time for people to none of my students will need 2 hours, but I want them to be able to do the assignments I've given, do this test. I don't care about the timing in this course, so I give 2 hours. You follow your principle of your philosophy rather of educating students and sort of determine what length of time you want to give. When time expires, attempts must be submitted before time expires or they're not counted. That's what I want. You have to. And grade category, I'm not going to choose that, but I'm going to choose one attempt allowed. Layout is going to be as shown on the screen. And I want, because this is an essay question, this is an important thing to sort of think about. If you have 4 or 5 essay questions on the same page, Moodle as is, unless you install something, does not have a way to autosave. So if students answer question 1, question 2, and then internet happens to go off, then they lose everything. So what I do is I put a question on every page. When you move to next, Moodle does have autosave that happens automatically when students move from one question to the next, or from one page to the next. So for my essay questions specifically, I put one question on a page, just so that students don't lose more than the response to one question if they didn't have another way of saving the material. Behavior, shuffle within question, I say no. Review, I leave this as is. Appearance, I leave this as is. Restrictions, I leave that. Feedback, because it's an essay question, I would not put feedback here. If it was multiple choice questions, you would configure this, and you want visibility to show. And then we have finished. By clicking save and return to course, we have finished step 4, which is configure the exam. People now can come and see this exam here, but as you see, if you click on it, it says no questions have been added yet. So that's the last step to add questions. You click edit the quiz, and if you want it, you can come and click edit the quiz on the side here. There's a way to also click here, edit quiz, right on the left hand side. So now you're going to come here. This is where the work of creating the category in step 2 and the work of importing questions and putting them into that category was very important. The work of step 2 and step 3 is important here, because now you're going to come and look for that final exams, life and godliness. I choose that. Then Moodle will pull all those questions and bring. That's very, very neat. And all I do is select all and then click add to quiz. When I do that, then all the questions are added to the quiz. Now, I assign points to every question. So I'm going to, because the total number of the maximum grade I want my students to have on this is 100. I'm going to put that there and click save, and then I'll have to edit the marks here to show the marks for each question. So question 1, how does DeMoss define that? I'm going to go and check how many points I get for it. So how does DeMoss define that? That question is 9 points. So I'm going to put 9 and save and click save there. 9 there and click save, and I'm going to do that for the next 3, because I'm actually creating my exam as we speak. I'm not doing this just as a video. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So the next one was, sorry, I need to look it again. I didn't look. This is a 3-part. This question's about that name. Okay, so this is a 3-part name. This one will be 21 points. So I'm going to put 21 points. There's a way to click. You could click on here. You could actually you could click on here to preview the question. It just takes a while. So I prefer to look at it another way to know which question I'm dealing with. This is a 3-part question. What? There's a 3-part question. What is this? A 3-part question. What? This would be this 18-point question. 18-point question. You have to go for each one, because you have to do this step by step. My last exam that I created was like 17 questions. and I had to go through all this. Guess what I have done now? I have taken some questions. I still test about the same, but I've now put part A, part B, part D for the questions, so students can just answer 4 questions in one, and it saves me time, and I guess for them it also saves them the time of moving from question to question. I just group the questions. Instead of short ones, I group them into 4 short ones or 5 short ones, and they answer different parts. You could do all like that, or you could do whatever you see works for you. The last question is, what are 7 important things? Okay, I think it was, I did that one. It's this one, and it's okay. Yeah, it's 7 points. Okay, so 7, and click save. Now I think we're about done. When I've done that, now I am able, so I've added all my my questions. Now you see total marks, it says 55 here. Total, it says 55 by going by this that I assigned, but because I want it to be out of 100, I put 100 there. It's going to take the percentage. It's going to sort of do a percentage. If convert. If say my student had 55 over 55, then that'll be 100 over 100. They had 40 over 55, then that will sort of convert it to an appropriate level there. So now I'm done. Basically, I can go to exam, and these are the 5 steps that you will use. I want to show you how the exams will look now, so you can have that benefit. But basically, we have done everything that we need to do with this exam, and it's ready to go. Actually, my computer is a little slow, so be patient with me. Okay, this is the exam. I'm actually going to go to the course page and then open the exam from there, so that you can see the same way that students are going to see it. So a student will come and click there, and it'll bring them to the same place, and they'll start the exam. It'll give them this information, and they will click that, and it'll open up the exams, and they can type their questions here and click next and go. And that'll be my multiple choice. That'll be my essay question exam. So to sort of help you, again, the steps are: step 1, create questions; step 2, create category in Moodle; step 3, import questions; step 4, configure quiz; and step 5, add questions to quiz.